Hi everyone, we're doing baselines today on this car. It's got a very hard to get into computer. No company has gotten into it yet, so what we want to do is we want to get in there. But until we can do that, this car got a little bit spanked by a McLaren 720 yesterday at a road course, so what we want to see is why and how much power is this thing really making up here. Other dynos have said this makes, it's 755 at the crank from the factory to start with, but other companies have said, hey, this thing puts down 655 from Hennessy, and I've seen other videos showing 700 at the wheels. On 345 tires, I think you're going to lose a little more power than that realistically, and my dyno's low reading and we're at 5,000 feet. So ultimately we're working with less boost, 91 octane, not 93, and we're only seeing about 600 or just under it if you want to see that there. The cool thing is I'm not seeing any knock, but at the same time, I'm not sure the knock monitors are the same as they've always been in our software. Again, we can't tune it, but at least by monitoring it, we can see what it makes on pump fuel, which is 91 at this altitude, and we can see what race gas does for it. We're going to be running the Sunoco GT Plus today. I believe it's 104 octane, and we'll see what that does. So let's watch some videos and then let's see what it does on race gas as well. I think that'll be great. Keep watching. Thanks, guys. All right, so we're looking at the results of our baseline. This is just 91 octane, 5,000 feet of altitude. Main line, we're using SAE 1163, I want to say. Anyway, we're using an SAE correction factor, which right now is at 20%. So it's not a huge correction factor for this altitude and this temperature. It's probably in the 40s or 50s. Although it's been getting hotter and hotter today. Anyway, what we're seeing is about 620 peak horsepower once everything is settled in on this car. Let's look at all four pulls quickly before we move on to race gas. Just want to show you what it's doing. All right, where do we got this? So the first run is this light blue run here, and I'll highlight them and show you how they went down is sort of real-time-ish. So the first one you can see was lower. I lengthened the dyno just an inch because we were getting some wheel spin and we weren't achieving red line. You can see on the second one it pulled out further. This is actually based on kilometers per hour to get to this number. So this is actually about 6,500 right here where it hits the rev limiter. It's got a soft limit before that, and this is a good reading, and it peaked out at about 615 on this first great pull. Second great pull, 616. Not quite there, but earlier it made 616 on that one. You can see that there, and then on the third and final pull, we got it all the way, same exact numbers, 616 there, but up top it pulled a little better, 621. The interesting thing is there's no monitor for knock correction on this ECU yet that's been unlocked, but what I could see is it definitely gave more timing on the final run, and that's also the run that we let it cool down. We were doing a little data gathering for the intercooler. It's an air-to-water, and we were just watching its temperatures. It started at 130 and it ended up at about 180 after the pull. And so that's what we're seeing here. Again, it's about 12.5 to 1 going to 11.5 to 1 by redline. This is a great number for this altitude. I'm sure if we put a pulley on it and hit the same boost that guys are hitting at sea level, we'd probably see the close to 700 at the wheels that people are seeing. So we may be able to get away with just a pulley, even though it's an uncrackable ECU right now. enjoy watching the race gas port. Ready for a dyno pull? Let's watch boost down here, folks. So there you have it, folks. So it's only making about 107 kPa. It's really not making the boost they make at sea level, is my guess. It made 620 on that pull. Let's take a look at that. So pretty good, pretty amazing. Same power as gasoline, so I think this car, it could run on 100 octane or 91. Neato. Well, hey folks, so we didn't see any gains at all. In fact, maybe a slight reduction in power by going to the 100 octane race fuel. I thought it was 104, it's only 100. But one of the cool things that I see here is it never looks like it ever pulled timing. It always just ran 21.5 degrees. So there's no knock monitoring on this ECU as far as I can see. But what that means is when we can tune it, we should be able to put some race gas in this car and see some decent gains.